With all the different stories in the Terminator franchise, there have been quite a few villains across many stories, but the most recognizable Terminator is the T-800 series, and after this, the villains just became more advanced and dangerous. One character across the comic books that I did mention before but never really did an entire video on was the Dire Wolf Terminator. I mentioned it very briefly just to explain its short appearance in that story, but I guess I can do a video to cover what else happened. So, the Dire Wolf is linked to the story of the T-Infinity Terminator. The T-Infinity made an appearance in the Terminator 2 Infinity comic book series. This entire story was heavily based around different timelines, but what makes this new Terminator so different is how incredibly powerful it is. Skynet's artificial intelligence was trying to preserve itself in the future, so it ran various simulations to see the probability of a successful mission and what the outcome would be. The T-Infinity was seen to destroy the T-800, T-1000, and the T-X, in their own respective timelines, of course. Skynet was trying to keep its presence in the future by protecting the main timeline where it existed. Terminators in other timelines had to be eliminated because the future was changed in various ways. The T-Infinity was merely a prototype at this stage, but the results proved to be very promising. This story first mentions an event taking place on Earth in 2033 in what appears to be a group of human soldiers overcoming the robot army known as Terminators. The story then shifts back to the year 2009. We are introduced to Uncle Bob, a Terminator who protects John Connor. And as history has told us, where there is a protector, there is always a hunter. This is where the T-Infinity appears in this timeline. Uncle Bob and others like him must be terminated, because their existence is a source of corruption in the time stream. The T-Infinity completes its mission here, Uncle Bob is destroyed, and the T-Infinity gets recalled by Skynet. The story of the T-Infinity continues in the Terminator Revolution comic book series, which takes place in the year 2015. Tara Connor is the wife of John Connor at this point. She is also the new target for the T-Infinity, which shows up in the same year. It appears at some abandoned airport and resumes its mission. The human resistance is planning to attack multiple regional servers connected to Skynet. Once they are offline, they will plan a missile strike against Skynet. But things get worse when the T-Infinity locates Tara Connor in their base. A lot of humans are defeated, so it continues its search for its target. The T-Infinity does suffer some damage against Tara and John, but it is still a machine. It continues on. It does not stop. John attacks it from behind with a metal rod. It causes some system malfunction, and both of them are ripped through time. Now the story takes place in 1996, the time when Sarah and young John Connor are on the run, trying to hide from multiple Terminators that are tracking them down. When the T-Infinity was damaged in battle, it was unable to respond to Skynet's commands. It never returned, and never reported its current status. This posed as a problem to Skynet. If the T-Infinity was captured by the Resistance, it could be turned against them, and so they decide to have it destroyed. Skynet releases the Dire Wolf Terminator. But, unlike the other series that are sent on time-traveling missions, this one takes the appearance of an animal, fully armored, agile, quick, and rather large. This Terminator poses another problem for humans. We then shift back to the year 2015. Tara Connor is now leading the Resistance, considering John's disappearance with the T-Infinity. But it's not long until the Dire Wolf tracks them down, and this thing is huge. Not only can it deal with grounded vehicles, it's even seen to jump incredibly high, just to take down some hunter-killer scouts above it. Apparently, the Terminators here do not have the Dire Wolf in their database, so they perceive it as a threat and attack it. But even the T-800s don't stand a chance against it. Back in 1996, the adult version of John Connor tracks down his younger self and his mother, as all of them flee from a pack of T-850s trying to terminate Sarah. In order to not affect the future anymore, the older version of John Connor does not reveal who he really is. The young John Connor believes this person is another Terminator sent to protect him. At this point in the story, the direwolf enters a research facility in Willow Grove. It connects to a temporal device that can open portals to other timelines, the year 1996, where the T-Infinity is located. Meanwhile, the T-Infinity just shredded through a pack of T-850s. A local SWAT team opens fire on it, but the bullets are stopped in midair. This is because it needs to visualize the threat to stop incoming bullets in midair. John and Sarah later realize that any surprise attack will make contact with its body. While the young John Connor and Sarah are watching from far away, the T-Infinity tracks them down to Bluff Creek. It starts to shoot, and they exchange gunfire. As this occurs, the older John Connor comes from hiding, armed with a missile launcher. He opens fire. Direct hit. The T-Infinity suffers severe damage. Its right arm is now blown off. But it's not over yet. It is still a machine. It continues on, hunting Sarah Connor. But shortly after, help arrives, from the most unexpected of places. The dire wolf has tracked down the T-Infinity. It lunges forward, grabbing a hold of its head with its huge jaws, and, with incredible strength, the direwolf removes the head of the T-Infinity. John is aware that he needs the body of the T-Infinity to use its time displacement device for his own use. He needs it to get back to his own timeline. So, they all fire upon the dire wolf. It's heavily armored, but explosives end up destroying it. This marks the end of the dire wolf and the T-Infinity Terminator, but not before John unlocks a secret from within the T-Infinity. When he arrives back to his own timeline in the year 2015, he rushes to Tara about some urgent news. As their team made their successful attack on Skynet's servers, the only thing left is to launch a missile strike. But John discovered the hidden location of Skynet's central AI hub. New coordinates are placed, and the strike ends up destroying Skynet. Even though this gives everyone in the past a chance at a brighter future, Terminators still roam the Earth in the future, and it's up to John and the others to keep fighting. So that covers the story of the dire wolf and the T-Infinity Terminator across two different comic book stories. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a thumbs up rating. You can also subscribe to see more content like this in the future. I recently did a video comparing the T-3000 versus the T-Infinity. It brings up the question of who would win if they fought each other. So check out that video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.